What's good? Ramon Carter here with Gut Check, man. Just happy to be speaking to you guys today. And today I want to talk to you guys about rewriting the narrative. That's right, rewriting the narrative. We've been real specific in our last 4 videos or so go back and check those out. But we've been talking about thinking supremely, supreme thinking, and that leads you to do some actions, right? And what we realize is that as we're trying to change the narrative of our life, as we're trying to do things differently and become, bigger and better than we could ever imagine being, we know that we're hit with resistance, right? It's like always something that wants to stop us, always something that wants to destroy the progress that we're making. And this resistance isn't just physical in our physical world, but most oftentimes it's in our mental world. And what I want you to understand is that with every big idea, with every big dream that you have, there comes resistance, right? And that resistance then begins to suck the hope, right, out of the dream. Once the hope is sucked out of a big idea, once the hope is sucked out of a dream, it leaves you feeling hopeless and the dream seems unattainable. And most of the times this happens because of our thinking. This happens because of our paradigms that we've built over time. And a paradigm is simply the way you think, right? And it's not even your fault. It's not even our fault. Paradigms are linked, right, to our 5 senses, right? So everything we hear, taste, see, and touch. And since we were a child, we've heard certain things. You may have heard your parents argue about money. You may have heard people say it takes money to make money. You may have heard people say that, all millionaires and billionaires are greedy and self-serving. And what that does is when you allow that to enter into your conscious mind with no filter, then it begins to filter back to your unconscious mind. You've heard me talk in videos before that your subconscious mind, right, that's where the creation happens, right? That's where everything takes place because your subconscious mind controls your thinking, your habits, your actions. The things that you do automatically are all done from your subconscious mind. And so you have been living a life where the narrative may have been negative, where the narrative may have been that of lack, and where the narrative may have been that of need, where the narrative may have been that of, you can't do it because of certain external circumstances. And so what happens is your subconscious mind grows that, your actions continue to be that way, and then your results are the results that you have. What you understand is that you and I are the highest form of intelligence on this planet, right? We are in the Creator's image, right? And so that separates us from the animals. The animals live on instinct. And so instinct is everything that has to deal with the 5 senses, right? Because animals see, they hear, they smell, they taste, they touch. And so all they need is instinct. But we've been blessed with the ability to create. And because we have the ability to create our own environment, because we have the ability to create our own world, we have higher faculties than that. We have reason, we have memory, we have will, we have imagination, we have intuition, right? We have perception. And those things are the creative faculties that we've been given. And so in order to change your paradigm, to change your thinking, to change your narrative, you have to begin to exercise, right, those higher faculties. Now, I'll go into those higher faculties in another video. I just want to concentrate on what it takes to change the narrative. And what it takes to change the narrative is to get rid of your limiting beliefs. If you believe it takes money to make money and you don't have any money, you'll never make money. What you have to change that is to believe that there's abundance out there, that you can create income, that you can create ideas, and those ideas will stimulate, right, financial abundance that can flow into your life. Once you think that way and believe that way, and that imprints on your subconscious mind, and you begin to move forward, right, your actions begin to match up with your subconscious thinking. That gives you different results, and then you begin to have momentum, and then you begin to go higher and deeper and deeper. So in order to change the narrative, in order to rewrite the narrative, we have to flex our creative muscles, right? We have to get away from our instincts, which tell us that everything that we hear, see, smell, and touch and taste is what real life is about. And we have to get into the fact to understand that, no, we have a will, we have imagination, we have intuition, we have perception and reason and memory. And those things help facilitate us to have a master mind to be able to feed our conscious mind, which in turn waters and seeds our subconscious mind. Once our subconscious mind is watered and seeds and our thinking lines up with that, and we have the discipline of action, then we're able to change the paradigm. Once we're able to change the paradigm and change our thinking, then we begin to have different actions. Those actions lead to different results. It's a very simple process, but it's not an easy process because you're always going to be fighting against those limiting beliefs that were ingrained into you from a child. Think about it. A child, as a baby, can learn how many languages? You put a baby in any environment, they'll speak the language of the house. And that's the same way we are. We begin to take in, right, over time, over life, all the limiting beliefs that are around us. And now in rewriting the narrative, we have to begin to do a brutal assessment of our fruit, a brutal assessment of, what we're doing in our life, and then seeking out and destroying those limiting beliefs that have brought us to the point that we're at right now. Listen, I'm probably going to do a part 2 on rewriting the narrative, so stay tuned for next week. Matter of fact, I am going to do a part 2 because I want to dig a little bit deeper into those creative faculties and how we can use that to rewrite the paradigm, to rewrite our narrative. So yes, look forward to a part 2. I want to thank you for this time of speaking into your life. We're talking about rewriting the narrative. We're talking about switching the paradigms in the way that we think internally so that we can have external benefits and that we can get momentum and move closer and closer to the big dreams, the big ideas that we have for our life. As always, I want to leave you with these 3 thoughts. Think abundance, focus on growth, create, never compete. Thanks, and God bless.